All right, it's Friday, March the 1st, the year 2019, and I got a recorded message from Tipton County Jail. I don't know who it's from. It could be from Mike or someone else. And it cost me $4.10 to pay to listen to a 120-second message, which really irks me to no end. So also when Mike called tonight, I was so enthralled in my current activity and I had other things going on and I was on my computer, and then he called, and you got to understand, like when these prisoners call, you got to drop everything. And I've been waiting for his phone call all day because I had some important things to share with him. And I pick up my phone and I hit the wrong dang number. And you know, it's a different number depending on if you're a state prison or a federal prison or a county jail, and every system is different. You have to, sometimes you have to hit 1 to accept, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's different. And I just hit the wrong dang number. And I called the prison and spoke to Officer Donner, and he would tell Mike, he said he was going to tell Mike to call me back, but that never happened, which I don't trust these dang guards anyway. He probably just laughed and hung up the phone. But anyway, I'm about to hit the play button, and once I play it, I don't think I'll get to play it again. So this is the message that I had to pay $4.10 from Tipton County Jail. Let me get the volume up.
Hey, Rudy, it's me. I received a letter from you today. Today is March 1st, 2019. It was postmarked. You mailed it, and it was postmarked February the 4th, 2019, almost 3.5 weeks ago. Therein, you provided a photo of the envelope that I mailed to you, dated January 14th, 2019, but it was not postmarked until January 29th. 2019, some 15 days later. So they're manipulating the mail here in this facility. And I was going to ask you if the letter had been opened and retaped. I couldn't tell if it had been or not. Also, just a suggestion, as a witness, you could send a letter to the parole board in support of my release, stating that I have no access to envelopes, postage, or pen to communicate with friends and family, and no access to a phone unless you pay in advance, and that is why you and other family members and friends and supporters could not get letters out to the parole board or make it to the hearing, simply because you didn't know about the hearing until at such time that money was put on the account and I was able to call you, because I have no way of making communication with anybody otherwise. And that you were told by one of my supporters that they were denied access to attend the hearing by the Tipton County Correctional Facility, who told them that only family could attend, and that a longtime friend of mine, who is a high-profile radio talk show host and real estate investor in the area, could not risk, his words, could not risk the harassment by the Tipton County law enforcement agents against him or his business interest if he appeared at the...
All right, that was 120 seconds from Mike Parsons, and I had to pay $4.10 to hear that. Not only that, but I have to put $28 on Mike's account for him to call me, and he eats up that $28 in like 2 or 3 phone calls. I mean, it goes in no time because Mike can talk, as you guys know, and I need to inform Mike that we're dealing with a satanic prison system that it just rapes the people. Anyone who loves somebody in prison, I mean, get ready, because you're about to be screwed over, and they're going to rape you. And, you know, $28 for 1 week's worth of phone calls, it may not even last 3 or 4 days. You got to put another $28 on, and that's $25 worth of phone calls. It's a $3 fee. Here's my letter to the parole board. It's to, man, my phone is just going off like crazy, man. It says to Tennessee Board of Parole, 404 James Robertson Parkway, number 1300, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219. Now, if anybody wants a copy of my letter to the parole board, man, I got to turn my phone off. It's just every time I make a video. If anybody wants a copy of my letter to the parole board, let me know, and I'll send you a copy of my letter. But here's what mine said. Hello, Tennessee Parole Board. My name is Rudy Davis, and I am a Christian chaplain ordained from First Baptist Church of Buena Park, California. I run a small Christian prison ministry from Dallas, Texas. I consider Mike Parsons and his wife, Pat, good friends. I believe that they both have been targeted and unjustly sentenced. I set up a webpage for Mike and his wife at yearofjubilee.com/MikePatSue. And Mike has his own website at MikeParsons.org. I sincerely believe that Mike is not a danger to anyone and is quite the opposite. I believe Mike is a man of high moral integrity and has a deep conviction for truth, freedom, and constitutional values, which are the pillars upon which this country was built. I pray you check out our websites for both Mike and Pat, and then I pray you grant Mike his freedom via parole so that he can begin helping legally fight to free his wife, Pat. I believe Pat was entrapped by the FBI. The reasons I believe this is because the FBI and DOJ have become corrupted. The books which document this corruption in some detail are The Federal Siege at Ruby Ridge, In Our Own Words by Randy Weaver and Sarah Weaver, License to Lie, Exposing Corruption in the Department of Justice by Sidney Powell, Not Guilty, The Unlawful Prosecution of U.S. Senator Ted Stevens by Rob Carey, The Terror Factory, Inside the FBI's Manufactured War on Terrorism by Trevor Aronson, The Kennel, Exposing the Prison Industrial Complex from Inside by Dr. Ken Hovind, Rise of the Warrior Cop, The Militarization of America's Police Forces by Radley Balco, Blind Injustice, A Former Prosecutor Exposes the Psychology and Politics of Wrongful Convictions by Mark Godsey, The Conviction Factory, The Collapse of America's Criminal Courts by Roger I. Roots, To Harass Our People, The IRS and Government Abuse of Power, paperback, 1984 by George Hansen, Presumed Guilty, Casey Anthony, The Inside Story by Jose Baez, You Have the Right to Remain Innocent by James Duane, The Gulag Archipelago by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, 3 Felonies a Day, How the Feds Target the Innocent by Harvey Silvergate. And then I go on to write, Our country has 2.3 million prisoners. That is more than China. America has 5% of the world's population and 25% of the world's prison population. There is something terribly wrong when good folks like Mike and Pat are entrapped and incarcerated for such long periods of time. Please look into the details of their case, and please see their good character, and please see fit to grant Mike parole. No king but King Jesus. All glory to Jesus. Rudy Davis, 972-839-9848. P.S. I was also told by friends who were planning to attend Mike's parole hearing on Wednesday, February the 27th, 2019, that it was not open to the public and that only family members were allowed. Is that true? Because I thought Mike's parole hearing should be open to all members of the public. So that's my letter to the parole board, and I'm going to send a copy of that. And you heard Mike's 122nd message. I hope he gets a chance to call me tomorrow. And I can't tell you how frustrating it is for me to be waiting all day for Mike to call, to know that he's going to call, to know that I got one chance to receive his phone call because he only gets out of his prison cell for a short time. I think it's 1 hour out of each day. He has to spend 23 hours in a cell, and he's going to call me, and I've been expecting it. And to watch my hand go over to that number pad on the phone and to accidentally hit the wrong number and immediately realize that I hit the wrong dang number. That is the most frustrating feeling in the world, and I had so much to talk to him about, but it'll just have to wait. And you can't call these prisoners back, folk, and you get one shot, and don't make a stupid mistake like I did. But this satanic prison system that's raping and pillaging the loved ones with $50 here and $28 there and sending back letters and buying postage and got to put money on the commissary and got to put money on the collect account, it's just insanity. And when are we going to wake up and put an end to this? Thank you for your time.